Even though we don't have a quorum, I call this alleged meeting to order. Susie, do you have any updates on any of your TBD stuff?
The only thing that I'm waiting for is I need to talk to Rosita, and you asked me, are you okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I need to talk to Rosita, and you told me to ask Chuck if I could call her if she was doing okay, and Chuck was going to call her and let me know, and that's where I got hit a wall.
Okay, so basically the only thing that you're waiting on are posters, and once you gather up the rest, the few remaining, you're going to go ahead. And the only other thing that we have to decide on that's in your bailiwick are which ponchos to order, correct?
Actually, never took that into my bailiwick. I just did some research so Chuck wouldn't have to.
Okay. All
I'd
right.
rather not order them on a, Arts Council or personal credit card, so I'm
fine.
throwing it back.
That's fine. That's fine. All right, Chuck, why don't you update us on anything you have? Because basically the major portion of what we need to do is all about the Rainers. And of course, we're gonna be stupid enough to have fireworks.
So I got the list to Sebastian and Ernest for the list for vendors.
Okay.
We have about 20 of them, and I want to put it up there because one of the vendors is like 50 feet long. And so that, with that being said, we have enough vendors to go around the park.
Right.
So that part is done. I talked to Father Rob. The church is confirmed where
Right.
we have the church for the mass. The Airport Auditorium, my understanding is it's confirmed. So we have that venue for the Reinas. I talked to Martin Sena from the mariachi, and he's going to do the mass, and then they'll process down from the church, and they'll take the stage, and him and his mariachis will perform for that. The float is going to be getting fixed. We're going to take care of that.
How's it getting fixed? Because
I'm
Mike
doing
was
it.
gonna talk
I'm
to-
doing it. Yeah, I'm not going to wait anymore.
Who's fixing it?
Me,
Our full service.
That's what else do I have? I have Loretta making the flyer
For Candace.
for Candace to go to the schools and try to get more girls involved.
How many applications we have?
I thought the last I was told, Rosita said, I want to say she had 3.
Yeah.
That's the last I've heard. The
You know,
MCs are set.
This, I don't know where Candace is gonna, the idea was to have her do this in the schools.
Right.
But I don't, are the schools in session or are they still Zooming?
I believe they texted me this morning. So West Las Vegas last day is next Friday. East Las Vegas is June 2nd. So that's where we're at.
Next Friday is 20. And there's different words on the street about who's having a graduation and who isn't. Apparently the high schools are and the colleges are not. That's what I just let you know here.
I have been scheduled for the days of the graduation, but I don't actually know who's going to be doing that. The truck and the trailer are confirmed for the trips to Taos, Espanola, and Santa Fe. for their events. The grand marshals are set.
Okay, so wait, who are the grand marshals?
The Pastellanas.
Yeah, I know.
I
but-
still don't have anybody. I have like 4 of them,
Okay.
and I've reached out, but I can't do it all.
Oh, there you go. That's
What is the grand marshal? Nothing.
great. They're just the first car in the parade. That's it. It's an honorary position.
What else was my thing?
The whole thing about collateral, which we gotta get on that. We gotta nail down these T-shirts and these ponchos, because that's gonna have to go through some fitting process. Other than the advertising, what's happening with that, the mayor's letter. You decided that there's gonna be only 20 trucks, and that's fine,
20 trucks.
20 food trucks, whatever vendors. Entertainment,
That's set.
it's all set,
Yeah.
it's done.
Not done.
What's been decided on the venues thing? Carnegie,
No, that's, you missed all of that
That's
conversation,
done.
those are on the table for next year.
Okay, good.
All right,
Apparently that wasn't a good idea. I was the only one that liked it.
the committee liked it, we're getting pushback from the city. Why should today be different? No matter what, never mind.
So I got the quotes for the porta potties. I got one of the quotes and
Yeah,
it
you
was,
said that's done.
it came
You got
back-
it from-
it came back to like. I don't know. I think it was like 7,000, 10,000, like that. For the porta potties.
So you ordered 40 from what I have. You
Yes.
ordered 40, you ordered the flags, you got cake pack. Is the gazebo gonna be painted? And what about badges? You're gonna wear badges?
Yeah, that's done.
That's done?
Yeah.
Okay.
The gazebo, I've asked and I haven't gotten any notification back yet.
So who has to do that? I mean, what department does that?
Chuck.
Okay. So why don't you ask Main Street to do a facade squad?
I've got volunteers. I have volunteers I just need to get permission to paint it. And apparently you gotta go through historic preservation.
You have to go through HPD because there is no DRB. That has crashed and burned as well. Okay. You know what, talk to Elmo. I'll walk you through that. Okay, so White is still working on the lineup. We have nothing about advertising. Have you gotten a letter from the mayor yet? Okay. Vendors, you said you had 3, right? You had 3 novelty vendors.
Well, they're practice.
Why? Yeah, I know.
Yeah, no choice.
No, no shit from China. And printing, I think Susie, you were gonna get printing quotes for the poster?
Yes, but I don't know whether to blame the fires or what, but I'm waiting on Eugene Romero. He said he couldn't get back to me till today.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, like COVID, that's gonna be an excuse for the next 3 to 5 years. Okay, cars for the Reynas, where are we with cars?
For the Pastellanas,
Yeah,
I still say they should bring their own.
okay, all right.
They have to get here somehow. So
Great. That's fine. And then truly, the big hole all has to do with the Reynas. You need bios. Oh, the pageant dinner, has location been found for that?
Rialto. Patio.
Great. And that is, 5, when is that? Is that the 30th? It's the night of the pageant, which is the 30th, so that's gonna be like 7 o'clock on the 30th,
So that's
right?
what needs to be determined. Are we gonna do it the night of the pageant? because technically the visiting royalty should be here in town for that because Fiesta starts the next day.
Okay,
Or are the visiting royalty gonna come the day of the 4th and then we do the dinner? Or are we gonna do it? So my question is, are we doing it the 30th and not of the pageant? Are we doing it the first day of the coronation? Or are we waiting until the actual 4th?
when are the visiting royalties here? They're the first?
I would imagine, I was wishing Rosita would get on, but yes, I would imagine they're here the day of the first, as we open the guest list.
Okay, but if you do it the night of the first, you've already got music going on in the park, so you don't want to take people away from that, right?
Right, so
So do it the night of the 30th at 7 o'clock. That's what we talked about the last time. You normally do it the night of the pageant, right?
yes,
And also, Gabe is gonna be having music in the patio during the fiestas. He's gonna have events in the patio. That's the word on the street, so I'm pretty sure he has stuff going on the patio during the fiestas.
usually does.
So I think you should have the 30th. Is there any way that, I mean, on the 30th, 1 o'clock, there are interviews with the contestants, right? Okay, so maybe the pageant could be moved to 5 instead of 5:30. I mean, I still think you could do dinner at 7. And the other thing is you're closing the street. You're closing the street on the 29th.
Right.
So I'm doing it on the 30th at 7 o'clock. I mean, Susie, you got anything to say about that?
No,
Good answer.
excuse me.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. I mean, no, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, so you think that'll work?
Yes,
Okay, bios, have you gotten any? Well, we don't know. Rosita's been in my-
I've got the bios that I have 3.
Okay, so at least you've got the contestant bios.
No, I have past Reina bios. I don't have
Okay, you
anything
got
from
nothing.
you.
Because what is the date on that? May 28th or something, the last day for that? Okay, so we got time on that. Okay. All right. The other thing is we didn't decide whether the MC is going to get an honorarium for the Tozer. Everything else that seems to still be open is all the Raines.
So I have some news. I reached out to Marty Sweeney and Mike Sweeney. They were on the board, I guess years ago when they were their own 501c3.
Right.
And apparently there's like $6,000+ in a bank account here in town that
Yeah.
belongs to the, well, I guess,
That Fiesta committee,
That-
that
yeah.
501c3, yeah.
but that 501c3 is defunct. So that money is just sitting in an account. And I guess Mike puts in $1 twice a year
To keep it.
to keep it alive. So in talking to them, they need 2 signatories. So I guess it's gonna be Mike and one other person who I guess is still around.
That would be a vet, maybe.
Some Selena.
Oh, Selena, yeah. God, I haven't seen her in years, but yeah.
I guess so. He's gonna try to get pull that money out, give it to us, and then we can use it for the Reina.
Okay.
Would
and
that be great money to use for the piñatas and all that?
All of that. And if you can't find Selena, I know Yvette was on that committee at some point.
Was she a signature?
That I don't know if she was a signature, but they can always change the signature card. to put her on.
So that's gonna happen. And then apparently there was some.
Okay.
So there was a bunch of posters. They have the original posters that are matted.
Okay,
So they've got like tons of posters and all the originals. So if we get the originals back, then we can store those and use those for something. And then there was equipment, there was a tent and some other stuff that I guess they had in a shed, and Mike and Marty got it. So they're gonna be bringing all that stuff back.
okay.
So that worked out really well.
You know, the other thing part of that $6,000 could go to is to creating a float that doesn't have to be fixed every year and paying rent to have it housed somewhere.
Good idea.
I mean, why reinvent the wheel?
So that's why you're
And,
trying.
and next year you could do a contest between either artists or the schools to come up with a design for the float. Just saying. Okay,
And the status on the crown is apparently this girl does not want to give us back the crown.
Did chief reach out to you today? You guys talk about it yet?
So we have a plan. We're gonna work it out. And I can tell you the plan till it's done. I think we're there. The fiesta itself is pretty much set. The music's set. The vendors are set. So the only thing outstanding now is the parade floats, which those come in last minute, and the reinas.
yeah, so I think anything that the city is involved in this nailed. Yeah.
Do I still need to wait for Chuck to give me permission to reach out to Rosita?
No,
No,
Good to know.
we aim to please. Okay, yeah, the only other thing is, you know, tables and chairs for the info booth and the police knowing that they're 7 to 11, they're pretty much on duty. At least one
So
person.
our booth, the city booth, we man it till 7 o'clock at night. And after that, like last year, the police just hang out in there and watch the park. I mean, basically exactly what happened last year. Were you around last year?
Yeah, I don't know police in your booth though.
Oh,
There were no police in your booth though.
last year there was.
I was the only one who stopped by on the scooter like twice. All the cops are hanging out at their tent in front of the PD.
Oh, well, that
But we
makes
cruised
sense.
by your tent.
What's the point of having cops if they're hanging out at the police department? and they're not
No, they
in
have
the
their
car?
tent.
Oh, their tent.
But we could tell them, like, hey, it's,
Well, a couple of them did. They sat at our table and ate their lunch and stuff. So,
Okay.
or this is a place for you and your wife to sit and be in the shade and listen to music.
One of the perks.
what time does festivities start
Noon,
each day?
noon to 11.
So Chuck, nobody is going to be down Bridge Street then. If you've got 3 craft vendors, you've got 20 trucks, you don't need to block Bridge Street.
Doesn't look like.
Okay. that
Don't
works.
need to block Bridge Street?
I mean.
Yeah, but
yes,
block, but I mean,
not block it with vendors and trucks.
well, we were gonna pull the businesses on Bridge Street on the right and left side, and if X business was closed during fiestas, then we put a nonprofit in front. But
Yeah.
we don't, no one's
Yeah.
And you're closing Bridge Street on Thursday the 30th or Wednesday the 29th?
29. We're gonna give the vendors one whole day and night to, if they need
At 6
hoses or
o'clock.
wires,
6 PM on the 29th, okay.
whatever they need, there's time to get all this stuff.
Do
The
you want-
toy, the Jonathan Gutierrez is the guy who's supposed to have the inflatable bouncy thing. I keep reaching out to him and he's like, he wants to do it, he just, his issue is he doesn't have staff.
Well, nobody has staff,
Right,
trust me.
welcome to the world. So I don't know what's gonna happen with that.
Well, I would say leave it alone.
I reached out like many times and we've had the same conversation over and over.
Okay. Well, if he has staff, he will end up calling you, so I would just leave the ball in his court.
Chuck,
Okay,
do you want,
Yes, ma'am.
do you want more arts and crafts vendors?
For the park or,
I don't know what you wanted them for Bridge Street, or you said nonprofits, and then you said, but I don't know where the arts and crafts vendors were gonna go.
Well, we wanted them to go in the breezeway, and we got pushback on that by somebody who has never shown up to any of the meetings, so I don't know what to say about that. You could certainly fit 6 in the breezeway. You could even fit some behind you instead of the breezeway, which is smaller. You know, I mean, you can only fit 6 cars there. And that'll be a bear anyway. Breezeway.
But it's good for the handicapped to
That's
get
true.
that.
They make them all handicapped, you know, both sides.
Well, that might make sense, but I just wanted to know if Chuck wanted me to reach out for more arts and crafts vendors.
I mean, we can put them down Bridge Street. I don't have an issue with that.
But do you want them? Or are your hands full?
Why not? I mean, yeah, I mean, just go ahead and get them and we'll just go poll the businesses and see who's closed and who's open.
Okay, then I will reach out and have them contact you.
Okay.
Okay. Rights with clients, that's why it's not clear. Does the city have any questions? Please.
I think we're there. I mean,
We have more vendors, one out there, this one doesn't stop there.
if you feel we can fit more, we can.
Right now, we have 22.
Even with that 50-foot one? Okay, we can fit 3 more.
220.
Two 220s and one 10.
Yes. We'll have a total of 25.
Okay, well, that's good to know.
That's what we're working on today.
So where are you gonna put the craft people? In the park or not? In the park, not around?
In the park, yeah, if we can.
Well, you know,
Or we can like put them down Bridge Street.
yeah, well, I'm just asking because I have heard that, you know, that we should be ready for a ton of New Mexicans to show up to Fiestas as support for Las Vegas, so.
Then I think we should go down Bridge Street with the artists and crafts. And just save the circle for
Food.
food.
I mean, at the very least, you've got West Las Vegas and you've got Courts. I don't think Mr. Court is ever open for Fiestas. I don't think Plaza Drugs is open.
No.
So I would leave them at the top. Instead of,
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna get
I
that.
I wouldn't do east of. Breezeway. Anybody have anything else for this non-meeting?
Yeah, that's why it would just be art vendors.
Yeah, they don't need it. We're not talking food.
Because there's no,
I mean, for 25 years, I've been promised that there never will be. That's not happening anytime soon. Okay, well, this non-meeting, if nobody has anything else. Adjourned. Thanks. Maria.
meeting adjourned at 10:31. Thank you, everybody.
Okay, see you, Suze.
See you around.